Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of, are we responsible for others? It's a very difficult subject to think of, but for example, as human beings, are we responsible if we are seeing somebody who's getting mugged? If somebody is getting mugged in front of us, if somebody is getting hurt and you're in front of them and you're there and you could say something, well, it's very difficult because if that person has a knife, if that person has a gun, well, by you going and trying to help that person out, well, you might endanger your life. Well, you are endangering your life. And by doing so, yes, in some way you kind of are doing the right thing, but now you're meddling in somebody else's business, and you might not even help. You might just kill yourself. And we as a human population, we want to preserve ourselves. And that's the thing that's very, very complicated, because what is the right thing to do in those circumstances? Definitely, I do think if you have access to a phone, you can get yourself in a safe place. I would say call 911, call the police, try to get them there. But I don't know if it's really your responsibility to put yourself in the middle of a fight or to put yourself in the middle of somebody who's armed. Because, yeah, you might be able to stop it, but at the same time, you're putting yourself in such a dangerous situation that you might die out of that. And now it goes to a bigger subject where, are we responsible for other countries if they're at war, or if they're third world countries and we need to help them? Do we need to help them? That's the thing. Now that becomes a bit different. If it's a third world country, I do feel in some way that we are part of this same ecosystem. We're part of a world, and we're part of this network of people and animals and living beings, be it trees, be it ants, be it all that stuff. And the thing is, we're not really always able to help. Sometimes it's just not possible because, well, the people that are running those countries are also corrupt. So you're not just helping one person, you're trying to help millions of people at once. So these things take time. Now, they're still part of our world, and they should be helped, but it's taken step by step. And it's going to be a community effort. It's not going to be just you as one person doing it. You're going to have to be multiple people, multiple beings doing that stuff, and then eventually you'll be able to maybe fix that. But it could take time, it could take years, it could take centuries, and it needs the good willingness of those people too. And same goes with a war, because in the end, if a country or two countries are at war, what needs multiple people to be at war, we do need to figure out some way to stop it, because we are living in the same world. So if it's kind of like something that's small at first. If you don't take care of it, well, it tends to get bigger and bigger and bigger, like a hole in a shirt or a hole in some pants or something like that. At first you can only see a few threads that are broken, but then if you let it be, the hole gets bigger and bigger, and eventually the whole shirt falls apart, or it just looks ugly. And that's where we become kind of responsible, but not because we as a person are responsible, but more so because we as a society in a world are responsible for the world that we're living in. Because at some point, kind of hard to say, but we're kind of guests of life. We're here for a very finite amount of time, and if we're lucky, we might have kids or family and stuff like that. So our gene pool can keep on going through those generations and stuff like that. But then, if you really think of it, we are kind of guests because we're here again for a very, very small part of time in the history of the world. But then at the same time, what we do can influence this world for centuries. And again, not one person, but it's a community of people. If everybody throws trash on the floor, it's not because one piece of trash is on the floor that the world's going to end, but if there's millions of pieces of trash on the floor, well, then the world will end too. So if you look at it this way, if we let these things happen, then more and more of these things will happen. If one person were to be speeding with their car too much, it wouldn't really matter. But if one car becomes 2 cars, becomes 3 cars, becomes 10 cars, becomes 100 cars, becomes 1,000 cars, becomes 1,000,000 cars, then everybody's speeding, so that's why we have to give speeding tickets. We need to have a certain type of law to it, otherwise it becomes chaos. And that's where we are responsible, but not as a human being. So this goes back to the first topic of, if somebody's getting mugged in front of you, are you responsible for them to help them out? Well, you can help them out if you cannot put your life in danger. Now, if you see an elderly person or even just a young person that falls on the street, maybe they had some sort of something, whatever happened, and you said they're hurt, well, I do feel that it's kind of our responsibility as a community to stop. Again, if you're not able to do it, call 911, help out the world, and they'll deal with it. But if you can, and you can help them out somehow, it's best to actually go to them and try to help them up. And if something's going wrong, then you figure out the ambulance again. So that's where I feel that we are responsible. But if somebody's getting murdered in front of you, or you're not going to put yourself in danger, and you're probably going to run away because you don't want to get killed too. But then I think it's, again, your responsibility to figure out a way, if you do have access to a phone or something, to try to get help somewhere, be it in the store, be it anywhere else. So that's where I kind of end up on this subject. I hope that it was interesting, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.